In 1864, the Dakotah rose up and fought against the pioneered settlers of New Ulm. They were Germans, just like me, who were settling in a free land that they didn't really know the history of. And eventually the Germans and the Dakotah fought wars because of proximity. The newly traveled Germans get placed right by these angry Native Americans, and there was a bloody war. So history is violent. Ideals and treaties can be quote unquote peaceful, but history is violent, and people know when things are wrong and things need to be changed. So those are my brief thoughts on the Traverse des Sioux treaty and the signing of it. I don't like the treaty. I don't think the treaty was just. I don't think it was done according to the rules, according to the law. And then, 15, 20 years later, you get white racist settlers saying about the Dakotah, well, if they're hungry, let them eat grass. Or even the governor himself saying that. I don't know who said it, what quote where it came from, but that's a terrible quote, that, if they're hungry, let them eat grass. That's terrible. But yes, apparently right across the highway, near a rock, the treaty was signed. It wasn't on exact ground here, so if you ever come out to this post and read, this was a village. This was actually St. Peter before St. Peter was St. Peter. There was a mixing of white people and Dakotah people. They lived in a village, I think a mixed village, basically. But obviously, the Dakotah had their own living spaces, and white people had their own living spaces as well. Some people had blended families. Some fur traders married native women, and it was just a thing. The Dakotah were a very good people. They were good to you if you were good to them, but they didn't know who Alexander Ramsey was and what he was basically going to do. Thanks for listening. I know this is more of a talking video, but you need to talk through stuff.